So I've been wanting to make a video on this because I've seen in the Facebook groups, I've had people messaging me like crazy when this has happened. And then in my Facebook group and then a few other Facebook groups, they're confused and seeing a lot of these shirts are selling. These are cranking right now. Now I want to bring a little bit more attention, like 7K bought in the past month. This thing is, what the heck is the BSR on this bad boy? Where is it at? 280. God damn, this thing is crushing. Now, one thing, so the picture, first and foremost, this picture right here is copyrighted. The person that took this picture, right, this is probably going to be the most iconic. This is actual, from my understanding, I could be wrong, and I'm just, from my understanding that this right here, so it's copyrighted. An actual person took this picture. So they own the rights to this picture right here. Now, what people are doing online, right, this is where it makes it a little weird, because what people are doing is stealing on TikTok too. I'm not sure if you've seen this. Let's pop up TikTok real fast. Let me show you this. When it first happened, Donald Trump, let's say shirt, okay? The t-shirt on here, I seen a few people within like hours of it being live. There's over 1,600 sales within like a few hours of the incident that happened, right? So when they tried to basically an attempt of assassination on the former president. Now, even me saying it that way, guys, you're saying it's like Amazon doesn't like when people try to profit off of like death or anything like that. They don't like none of that stuff. Now, remember, there were a few people. There was one person, I believe, that died at the rally, and there was like a few other people injured, and obviously the former president was injured. So when stuff like that happens and it's a certain scenario, Amazon's pretty strict on that. Now, let's say that this person that took this picture, right? You see here's 1, 2, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The person that, let's go down more, 15. I don't know if I'll say if you would have to double check that. 15. See if they're still in that picture, still there, but they kind of edited a little bit more to be more different, right? So I'm not sure if that even would count if you edit the picture a little bit more, but to use the same concept, the same people, and they're the main people in that image, right? So the understanding the copyright laws, it comes into place. But the main point of this right here is something, just be very careful, because the person that actually took this image, let's pop it up in this one too, that actually took this image right here, they own the rights to it, right? So, and that's just the way it works. That's just the way the laws work, stuff like that. It's, from my understanding, that's the way it works. I'm not when it comes to that, I understand it as much as possible, where I feel like if they own the rights to that image, you shouldn't be using that image to make a profit from without the consent of that individual, right? Now, let's say this person's making $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8,000 from this one image, right? They can come back after that they can come after that person that made profit off of that image, because they own the rights to that image. Now, let's say, now I'm pretty sure the person that took this image right here is probably going to be, he's going to be set if he does everything correctly, because this image is going to be for years to come. This is an iconic image, and we can tell by looking at the market and looking at the sales velocity in this bad boy, like, this is gonna be cranking for a long time. Look at this, 3,322. Okay, and this is basically when he's walking down the podium after the incident, right? And look, 1,000 bought in the past month. This is crazy, but like one thing too is like, and then the period of it too. This is another thing. The period and the timing of the actual design being uploaded, you want to keep that in mind. Amazon doesn't like when, people profit off of people getting hurt or anything like that. They kind of they take that and you're at risk. It's like almost like a risk losing your account on Amazon, right? Your Amazon merch account if you're doing that. But I'm just kind of just pointing that out. That's just my opinion and like how I feel about that, and like, it's just my opinion. And if you know maybe some more information or more insight on it, you want to share down below. But that's just the way it is. I've talked to a few people and just like, are you gonna do it? I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm good, because it's like I feel like someone got hurt, and the image and the timing of it, it's not, the risk is not there for me. And some of them too, They can do whatever the hell they want at the end of the day, but that's just me. But then there's actual buddies of mine. They're like, nah, I'm not doing this because I'm not going to risk it and just kind of just go back with my regular niches. But it's a trending design. It's cranking. It's making a lot of sales. And then especially over here on TikTok, people are just, leveraging like third-party suppliers, having the shirts printed and shipped. Now, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable doing it over here, like on a TikTok and connecting to like a third-party print provider. Yes and no, because remember, like I said, the person that owns the rights to that image, right? You're still profiting off of that image without their consent. Obviously, it's the president, right? And anything right now related to, because he's running for president, from my understanding too as well, you can create designs for him, right? And that's like, for example, if we come down here, I choose the felon right here, like this, for example, this is a design that's already been up, right? And it's just because of what happened. The timing on this one is like, this is perfect because this is like catching like the marketing and the sales velocity from these other t-shirts, right? But this is more of like an original type of design, which is pretty cool for the person that actually created this design, because they're catching all that sales velocity and catching all that traction. So in my opinion, this type of design right here, that was actually like an original design. Let's check it out. This is an original design. You can see the custom work and everything that's done to this design. And that alone right there, it's generated and made sales from these other ones, right? And it's different, right? And then that's the main concept to it, understanding this, like how you're going to create the design and put it up on Amazon. You just want to be very careful how you word it. And Amazon's locking down more and more on that, especially with your Amazon Merch on Demand account. They're locking more on this. So understanding the concept of it, giving yourself a better idea. And one thing I always recommend too, if you do not understand it, do not do it. If you don't understand it, do not do it. Just because you see it making sales, right? That doesn't mean I'm going to go over here and create a design and make sales from this because everyone else is doing it, right? That's not how this works. You're just understanding it, and you'll benefit from it in the long term. Just understanding, the rules and the policies, and and if you're from a different country, I know that sometimes like these trademarks and these copyrights, they can definitely be challenging sometimes because you don't understand it. And the reason why I know that is like when I'm uploading a design to a different marketplace, like in the UK or something like that, I'm like, dude, that's trademarked over there. What the heck? You know what I mean? So I understand the whole concept, but just making this video to, maybe bring some attention and be aware of it. And hopefully, this helps you and gives you an insight of, when you're creating a design, if you want to create a Donald Trump design, like something like this will be more than something like this. Because like I said, the person that owns this image can possibly come after you. And if they sell the image, they sell it to another company or they work out some type of royalty agreement, which that person should. They're most likely going to come after all these t-shirt designs and have them zapped and have them taken off, and Amazon's going to start closing accounts. So just be very careful. That's all I'm making this video for. If you want more research done like this for you, as far as understanding, the design process or the research process and the design process, watch this video right here next on the screen. And thank you very much for watching.